see what we can do. And there is a lot of them. It always looks like less when it's in the container for some reason. So, yeah, there's definitely a fair amount here. We'll grab some of the ones that... Yogurt time. So we are now getting back to work. A whole bunch more was sorted from the pile. I think that there was a section here. I'm not entirely certain though, because it's all on video, so it would be like a recent clip, and it might not be that. But I know that a whole bunch more was sorted there. At least I'm like, yeah, 100% sure that at least some was, but I'm not sure exactly how much. But I know some was, so that's good. Then actually, yeah, this, I'm not sure if, okay, no, that's the stuff there. Okay, so yeah, the complete figure container is full again. That is definitely not a minifigure. But yeah, so I will work on first finishing up with these, and then this stuff here has to go back into the pile, and then I'll work on that container. Then let's actually just see if we can find anything that's complete. That one is. Actually, it needs a plume. I might be able to grab one of those for that. Got like a first order trooper. That is definitely not for that. Creeper, it's missing the sides, but I got a couple of those somewhere. Got a Mace Windu. Got a Joker. I think that one is complete. Rock Monster. That is definitely Captain America and Rey. Interesting combination there. That one's missing the headgear. That one's missing a hood. That one is not supposed to be like that. That one might be complete. This one here has the same hood as this other one somewhere there. Then we got a zombie. Then that is Karloff's torso, but the wrong head there. Then I saw another one somewhere. Actually, no, I saw this torso. That's one of those good Forest Min ones. So yeah, there's still a few torsos. I mean, minifigures mixed in here, but that's all right. We're just going to see if we can get through most of it. And yeah, just for an additional reference, that stuff there is the very last of the stuff that has to be sorted for the initial sort for the third time, or something like that. Then after that, everything is either in stuff for me to quality check, or is in these containers here, which needs to go through one more sort to separate between like 3 different categories. And yeah, there's just so many cool and good parts in here, so there'll be lots of fun to get through this stuff. So yeah, I will get back to work. It's always fun just finding all the cool parts mixed in. So yeah, then I will get back to work, and we'll see how much progress we can make. So just continuing to work away at the growing pile of minifigures. This might be one of the worst arm cracks I have ever seen. It's like it's just gonna fall in half or something. So yeah, then the initial sort of the initial sort, like after the initial sort or something, like one of the sorts is now done. The table is clear. So yeah, then we've still got this one here that needs to be sorted for the incomplete ones. I'm still working on this. I'm double checking this Batman here real quick. And then yeah, so these ones here, I am still going to see what I can do. Not all of them, like some of them are still just random creations there and stuff like that, and incomplete ones. Some of the times you can add arms to torsos and stuff like that, but for some of the older CMFs, the plastic type is a little different, and if you just grab a pair of white arms and put them on here, it just won't work. So for ones like that, I'd only list the base torso and stuff like that. Then we got a few droids here and stuff like that. These ones here are ones that I am looking to see if I can complete still, and because I know that this one here, that's part of an arm from the one the copper version of these guys here. And so yeah, this one here, like I need a visor. This one here need the other wing, and I know for sure that I've got the parts for these ones here, and I think I have the beard for this one here somewhere, and stuff like that. So they're somewhere in the stuff. So yeah, now we've finished with this sort, so that means, well, we've got a little bit left of it. So then yeah, well, that's the stuff for later on. But yeah, now we've got all the stuff for the legs and torso separated, all of the mini doll parts separated out, all of the heads separated out. The only thing now that really needs adjusting or like sorting more is these 4 containers here, where we'll need to separate basically between handheld accessories that the handle can get damaged from just being held. I'm not sure if all of these are specifically ones that qualify for that, but that's just generally how that is. And then everything else, which we call single unmoving parts or something like that. Like they don't have rotating parts, or at least not rotating parts that will get damaged, like per se. Not sure if there's any examples really to give or anything like that. That's a nicer older one there. But yeah, so that's that stuff there. And then this stuff here is just the easiest to quality check because, yeah, it's just single parts. You don't have to worry about checking for cracks and stuff. Well, I mean, in theory, some of them are. I think I have found one of these statuette things that did have a crack, but it was in, I think, reddish brown or dark brown. I think that they exist in those colors at least, and stuff like that, and so that's kind of not unexpected. So yeah, there's still a few things there, but yeah, so overall, good progress. Tomorrow, hopefully, once I finish up with some of that stuff and everything, then we should be able to get some weights together and everything like that. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. Finally, just got logged back in on the iPad. This is an older iPad. We got it like 3 or 4 years ago, but then it couldn't really do anything. So then I was given it, and I've been using it for pulling orders. And when we bought it, it was already a really old one, and it can't really do much. And then like a week and a half ago or so, I think cookies expired or something. We got logged out of Bricklink on the iPad, and then we just haven't been able to log in because if you press the sign in button and then enter in your email and password and press sign in, just nothing happens. I tried disabling the one-time pin and everything on Bricklink to see if that would help, but nothing helped. But then today, I tried it this morning to sign in. It wouldn't let me. And then I just left the screen open and pulled the brick out orders. And then I went back to Bricklink and it actually signed in. So took about a week and a half, but we are signed back in and I don't have to use my phone anymore. So today we're shipping out $395.18, and that is for the Bricklink and Brickall orders there, and some eBay orders here. And yeah, so sales are definitely lower than they were a month or so ago, but we are still in the middle of summer when they're the slowest, and we still haven't gotten stuff uploaded in a while because we're still working on the upload. But yeah, hopefully sometime within the next month we should have the massive upload done or around then somewhere, and then yeah, hopefully should see a good increase in sales. So we now have all of the remaining stuff set out. So yeah, we've got like heads here, torsos here, friends parts there, legs here. Surprisingly, only about 1.5 containers of legs left. And then we've got these containers here, which are stuff that needs to go through the second sort, though a few of these are started to be partially sorted. The parts on this table I didn't add to it. We've got like maybe a pound here, give or take, of stuff. But I should be able to get that stuff finished up today for the most part and things like that. And so yeah, we are at 47.71 pounds remaining of the stuff. So we started at like 95-ish or so. So we're about halfway done. Then now that the stuff is sorted a whole bunch, the remaining stuff should go a fair bit faster. So that is good. So yeah, if we were able to get this done on an average of 2 pounds per day here, then that would be 23 days. There's only like 15 or is it 16 days left in this month. So we'd have to get a little bit over 2 pounds done per day, which we're going to try. No idea how well it'll actually work. But yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah, so that is what it looks like. This stuff here is going to be going for another sort, and I am going to work on this stuff. Then I'll probably tackle the legs, then probably the mini doll parts, and then by then this stuff here and the heads should be all ready, and I'll probably work on the heads first and then that stuff. And then yeah, torsos at the end. And yeah, so I mean, there's some things in here that are still a little bit missorted, but for the most part, it is really good. So yeah, lots of stuff in here, and yeah, I'll get to work. So yeah, then now we are going to dump out all but maybe these containers here onto the table. So yeah, then the category of other stuff, which is the 20-ish pounds there at the top, is here. And so yeah, this here is basically stuff that needs to be sorted between handheld stuff that the handle will show where, so things like this and stuff, and then pretty much everything else. This helmet reel, yep, it is. And yeah, so that is the next thing up. And yeah, lots and lots of cool parts mixed in here and stuff like that. So yeah, that'll be lots of fun. But first, we will finish up with this stuff. So just finished now with the rest of the minifigures. These are the ones we're hoping to find some parts for. So now I will work on these bulkier parts here and then start working on some of the other stuff. The big and bulky stuff is done, so now on to the next. We'll figure out which one we'll work on next. So yeah, I think for the next one, I will try to tackle some of the mini doll parts and just see if we can get these done. So yeah, we've got one and a bit container of legs, one of torsos, and one of heads. And yeah, so these ones, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but for this upload, we are separating all the mini dolls and stuff like that just for the sake of efficiency this time. In the future, though, we do want to get some of them listed, just like we are getting some minifigures listed and stuff like that. It's just that, yeah, these things here, there's so many almost identical face prints and everything like that. And yeah, I just didn't feel like doing that stuff for this upload. So yeah, for this one we aren't. But yeah, in future uploads we probably will. I've sold many complete used condition Friends mini dolls, so yeah, they sell, so we'll eventually get some done. But yeah, so I will start on this stuff. Yogurt time. So then, yeah, the two tables here, they were a slightly different height, but now they've been leveled out, so that's a help. And then also got one of these things here. It's been cleaned and stuff like that. We have these on our stove upstairs to just prevent stuff from falling beside it and stuff like that. So curious if that'll help here or not. Otherwise, we'll bring it back upstairs. Just finished now with the mini doll heads. A fair amount of them were damaged, so there's a lot of them in there. But yeah, still lots of them mixed in the other containers and stuff like that were in listable conditions and stuff like that. So yeah, I will be not working on the other mini doll parts yet, and I'll first start with some of the normal legs then probably. So yeah, then next up is all of these legs here. And yeah, so this is the one that there was 5.8 pounds. So yeah, then I was running the numbers and we were talking about it prior, but then counting for Sundays where we aren't working and stuff like that, then if we did just 2 pounds a day, then we would be done on August 14th. So that is the worst case scenario. So what we will try to do is get as much done as fast as we can, and our goal to beat will be August 14th. So yeah, if we can get it done any faster than that, that'll be good. So yeah, I mean, I'm doubtful, like extremely doubtful we can get 5.8 pounds of legs done after we got like half a pound. Well, actually, there was Friends, there's 2 pounds. There was 3 containers, well, 3 and a bit, so about half a pound of Friends heads done, though they're a bit more dense than some of the torsos, I think. So yeah, about half a pound of Friends heads done. So if we were to somehow magically get through this stuff here, that'd be almost 6 pounds in one day, and that would be a lot, because then that mean it would only be about 10 days to get through everything. So, I mean, we're gonna try to do it, but I don't think we'll end up doing it, but we're still gonna try and just see how far we can get. So compared to some of the other categories, this one here might be a little bit easier, which will give us just a little bit of a better chance of doing it. But the interesting or more unique thing about the leg category, it applies to the torsos as well to a point, is in one of the larger lots that I got that had a lot of the parts from the Build a Minifixations and stuff like that. There's like, a lot of the parts were perfectly good and fine, but then some of the CMF or no, build a minifig station parts are just dirty and we can't really use. So those ones there we should be able to filter out and then lower the overall amount relatively fast. So we'll see how much we can do with that, and then that'll see how fast we can increase the progress. So if you've been watching the vlogs for a while, you may know that our set of legs that we use for quality checking tends to get broken every now and then. So the question is, in the 5 pounds of legs here, will it survive? Or if it doesn't, how many times will we have to replace it? But yeah, then I'm not gonna, I unfortunately don't have room to quite dump it all out here, but what I'm going to be doing then is, like, this here is one of the sets of legs that's affected, so I'm gonna set it on the side. We're not going to just get rid of all of them or anything like that, but we will keep them separate because then we might be able to process them a bit faster. But what I'm just doing real fast, or well, slow since I'm only using one hand right now, is just checking for any of the unprinted ones, because those ones we will just add to that container there, and then once that's done, we will put it in that container there and list that stuff at some point in the future, because we're just trying to get through this stuff relatively fast right now. I'm not gonna flip all of them over, probably just some. And then the other ones, oh, there's another torso there. Then one of the other sets of legs that is one that has a few issues is that one there. Though I'm not sure how many more we'll actually find. We might have gotten through most of them because they wouldn't have been perfectly mixed throughout everything, but more so just within a certain portion of it. And since we've already done a lot of legs, then we may have already gone through most of those, so that may be a factor as well. One of the other ones is the Batman dual leg thing, also this one here. This is one of them, and this here is one of them. So I know that those legs there, we'll see if any of these here are ones that are actually in the poor shape. But you can kind of see a bit on the one there. It's not too much, but there's a little bit of dirt there or something like that. Not all of them are in horrible condition, but a fair amount of them are. So we'll have to see as we go through it. But yeah, then I will get to work and we'll see how much we can do for all this stuff. Now on to the last of the smaller containers here. So yeah, we've got this, and then let's actually just weigh this again, because I'm curious what the weight and stuff of the other ones would have been. So if initially we were at 5.8, then we will still have, there's still a good like 4+ pounds in there, I'm thinking, but we will check here. So 4.6, so then that would be just over a pound of legs by the time we're done with that one. So yeah, I still don't think we're going to finish this today or anything, but yeah, we will see what we can do, because normally this would be 2 to 3 days based on weight. But I think we can go through these a bit faster than that. So yeah, we will see what we can do. So just now finished with the last of the other containers, and I think that the time might have been visible in the previous one, but I think that took like 20-30 minutes, give or take. So yeah, now on to this last container of legs here that weighs about 4 pounds. So since we did about 1 pound of legs already and about ½ pound of the friends' heads, then in theory, even if we only do a quarter of this, we will still be ahead of the 2 pound per day goal. But we should easily be able to get more than a quarter of this done in the next 3 hours. So we'll see what we can do. And there is a lot of them. It always looks like less when it's in the container for some reason. So yeah, there's definitely a fair amount here. We'll grab some of the ones that went all the way back there and stuff like that. I mean, I could have just taken a few out at a time if I wanted, but that kind of takes all the fun out of it. So yeah, we'll see on that. But yeah, then as we can see, there's actually still a fair amount of the ones now that we've dumped it out, because they're now on the bottom invisible, that are the ones from that type of stuff there. So I'm still not sure if I'll be able to find one now that I'm recording, because when you record, you can never find anything you're looking for. So yeah, I'm still not seeing anything there. I'll take a look and see if I can show an example. And then literally the very next set of legs I pick up as soon as I stop recording, can kind of see it there a bit and stuff like that. So yeah, the stuff, it was worse. I'm pretty sure it did get cleaned up a little bit in the ultrasonic cleaner. But yeah, some of these ones here are still just really dirty and stuff like that. So I mean, I might wash some of them, but I don't know. Either way, they aren't really ones that we're gonna have to quality check, because it's like that for a lot of them. So we'll set those aside, and then in theory we don't have to really do any quality checks on them, which means we should be able to get through the remainder relatively faster. So I just did a quick look and took these ones out, and I will still be quality checking them to an extent. However, we'll first be purging all the ones that have all of the dirt and stuff like that, which will narrow down the pile a whole bunch. So that's just on the side there, and I'm certain I didn't find them all, so I'm still finding a few every now and then. Yeah, then those ones there are some of that stuff there. So I just wanted to get a few of them out before I start, and there's still a few of the plain pattern ones mixed in as well. But yeah, then now we have to quality check all of these legs, and yeah, see how much progress we can make. So I was making good progress on the legs here. However, I noticed that you tend to hold the legs in the exact same position when you're quality checking them. And yeah, my thumb, I'm not sure if it'll even show on camera or anything, but it is. Yeah, I can't really see anything anymore, but you can definitely feel it, that it's definitely starting to take a toll on that. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave this here, but I won't continue with this directly. Instead, I'll just grab one of the containers from the side that has the single unmoving parts, because then nothing here needs to be rotated or checked for cracks. Well, there's a couple other things in here that will still need a little bit of additional stuff checked and stuff like that. But yeah, then this here should be a good break from the legs. And then yeah, we'll see when we'll pick up this stuff again. I might do a bit more tonight still, like do a container of this and then a little bit of this, but otherwise I'll probably do it tomorrow again for a while. And then once it's my hand starts getting sore again or something, I'll go back to some of this or something like that. But yeah, I'll get back to work. Yogurt time. It's now the next day, so we're getting back to work on the pile, and yeah, it definitely does look like less than what we started with. So yeah, we'll see if we can get all of this done today, and potentially a little bit more of some other stuff. Just got the container of heads back, so yeah, then all of the heads are now stacked, and so we estimate there's right around 3,000 heads in this container. So yeah, there's that. And then yeah, still working away at the legs here, and I'd say we've probably gotten more than half the box done, give or take. So yeah, I'll get back to work. It's now 8:53 p.m. and I just finished with the legs for the most part. These here are the common ones that were mixed in. We still have these ones, which I will give a quick look over first. But with these ones, not all of them, but a good majority of them are just ones we won't be able to list. So that won't really take too long or anything like that. But yeah, the containers are definitely filling up. Had to empty a few times and stuff like that. But I'll get to work on these, and then I should still have some time to get started on the next stuff. So yeah, just finished with the last of the legs then. And surprisingly, the set of legs that I use for quality testing never broke during the entire process. So that's a bit of a surprise. But yeah, so then if we take a look at the thing here, that means we are done with the legs. The heads are now stacked. We'll work on that soon, but I think we'll work on a little bit more of the random, which is like these containers here. I might also work on some of like the mini doll torsos or something like that. But then we'll add these to the common parts container, and so that's done. And yeah, we are making good progress. So we finally got a new label printer in. We'll see if we can recreate it, though it's probably not a good idea to try and recreate it, but I'm not sure if it happened because I wasn't actually looking. I probably should have looked when I was trying to recreate that. But yeah, that label printer, every now and then the plug kind of sparks, which is probably not good. Also, we've had some connective issues with it and stuff like that. But the main issue that we've had with this printer is, and I don't know what I keep hitting because my screen keeps going all over the place. With the main issue we've had with this is that we can no longer print some shipping labels with it. Like, it'll print fine, but we won't be able to actually scan any of the barcodes. And because of that, we had one shipment that was going international. It was only like $10 of stuff, or like $10-15, somewhere around there. Then we got a notification that the company no longer relabels misapplied shipping labels or unscannable shipping labels and stuff like that. And so the only option was to pick it up and reship it out. However, that is for us over a 1 hour long round trip and uses a lot of gas. So we just, it financially doesn't make sense. So we fully refunded the customer, and the package ended up, well, I think it says they get destroyed if they don't get claimed within a few, not a few, like 30 days or something like that. But yeah, ever since then, for international labels that we couldn't print with this printer, then we went and had to print it upstairs on our main printer, though we then had to cut it down and stuff like that. And I think that the website says that some of the shipping companies have to be printed on thermal paper, and then others not quite so much or something. But either way, it was just causing a lot of issues and stuff like that. And yeah, we went through all the normal stuff, like cleaning this here and the top here and everything like that, but nothing worked. This label printer we got for, I want to say, like $115. Maybe it'll even have the manufacturing year in here somewhere, and I don't think it does. But this here's the one that we got when we first started selling online a very long time ago. It was one of the first purchases we ever made, and it was one of the best purchases we ever made, and stuff like that. And yeah, so there's that one. But yeah, it's we tried cleaning it. I tried cleaning this stuff for like a solid 15 minutes, but it made no difference with that. So yeah, it can print normal ones within Canada just fine and stuff like that, because the barcodes aren't as small and stuff like that. But once you start getting to the really small barcodes on international packages and stuff like that, then it's just a little too blurry and stuff like that for the scanner to read it and everything like that. It used to work fine. It's just wear and tear and stuff like that. And the other thing as well is, yeah, we have these drawers here, and when we have the label printer here, the roll stand thing only goes so far. So whenever we would open up this drawer, if we had this drawer closed and then we had this here, so that the thing which is as far to the side as it can go is perfectly lined up with the thing here, then when we open the drawer, we can't until we move this, and then we can open it, and then that bends the label, and then we'd have labels get printed off center, and then we'd have to line it up and everything like that. So yeah, it was a whole bunch of stuff for that. So then, yeah, we've been knowing that we wanted to get a Zebra printer for a while now, because it's like just the best of the best. Pretty much every single seller you talk to will always recommend a Zebra, so we went with that. This one here, let me just see if I can actually get it on Amazon real quick. eBay prices are somewhat similar, a little bit cheaper than Amazon, but I will just get this one here searched up. It is the Zebra ZD421, and that is, well, I'm not sure what the jet set thing is there, but either way, like $610, $640, $610 for the different models of these things here. You got like international and more localized ones, and some different ones. I can't remember. There's just a whole bunch of variations of them and stuff. But yeah, so either way, it's a really good one. However, I didn't want to drop $600 on a label printer. I would have if I had no other choice, considering that it's what everyone recommends and stuff like that. But then I was like, I don't need it new, so I went onto eBay. There were some with very similar prices there, but then I was able to get this one. This one here, the seller had it priced for $200, but I looked, they had it listed for over half a year. So I put in an offer for $150. They accepted for $150. It is missing, I think they called it the media window, which you can kind of see here. It's just some plexiglass or something that goes here just so that you have a cover over the labels. And so I ordered a replacement one of those for like 30 bucks or something. So we got that on the way. The listing had the test label printed and shown that it was tested working and everything like that. But yeah, it was missing the part, and not sure how well it'll pick up, but it is a little bit beat up on the sides and stuff like that. So that probably won't show too well on camera, but yeah, it's a little bit worn and everything. So that missing part, that stuff there and everything probably affected the price. Also, it has no cords or anything like that, but it should be the same cords as... I definitely hit something there. Maybe it was the Stream Deck somehow. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I've got the same labels here, and I'm thinking it's a label printer that makes the thing spark, not the plug, because if it's a plug, I'd have to buy a new one. But yes, I can just kind of put it there. The only thing is this thing is wider than this one, so I'll have to see if I'm able to move my monitor over and if we can make room work for that. Otherwise, we might have to find a different place for this, because this thing is like, let's see if I put them side by side, but this thing is giant in comparison to it. But that's just in comparison to the label printer itself, because we also had this. Let's see if we can grab it here, which is the label stand thing, which is built into this one. We'll see if we can find a bit better room to put them side by side. If we move this to over here, like this, and then we put this one over here, and then grab the label thing and put it here. When you put it side by side like that, then its size is a little bit more realistic and stuff like that. So we can open it like that, and then yeah, you can put the label roll thing in here, and it should in theory work like a normal label printer. So yeah, we'll get it set up and see what happens. So we may have slightly miscalculated, because it turns out that the plug doesn't actually fit in here for the power thing, and which honestly, that's probably a good thing, because yeah, there's an equal chance there's a printer and the cord that was the issue with the old one. So yeah, we'll have to see if we have one somewhere around the house. I'll have to figure out which one we need, or then buy one and get this thing set up. So I ordered a replacement power cable, and this cable was very difficult to find. I found one on Amazon that was what I needed, but it's out of stock. Then I saw a few others, but they're hovering around like the $70-ish price point, and they won't be shipping or arriving for like 3 to 4 weeks or something. Then on eBay Canada, there's none available for sale. eBay America, there is some, but they're hovering around about the $40 to $50 price point. Then once you add in 20 to 30 on shipping and then import fees and stuff like that, you'll be at a similar price point. And then this one here I got from a website in Canada. Yeah, it's weird that there was the New Year promo code on their website, but I mean, it saved $9.60, so I won't complain. But really odd, because you know, we're in the middle of July and New Year was half a year ago. But yeah, so $97 for a cable, so that increases our price from the $150 for the base, about 30 or so for the cover, so that'd be about $180 plus almost $100, so that brings our total up to $280 for the printer. Still about half price of what it would have been with the other stuff. So yeah, still overall not bad at all. And yeah, but that means I'll have to go back to the other label printer until this thing arrives. The warehouse is relatively close to where I live, so it might be here tomorrow if they ship it out tonight, but I doubt they will. And then since tomorrow's Friday and then it's the weekend, we probably won't get it till next week. So unless it somehow arrives tomorrow, then yeah, we'll have to switch back to the old label printer for at least one more shipping day, and then we can hopefully switch to this one permanently. So yeah, it's now disconnected, and we'll just kind of leave it there until the other thing arrives. But yeah, kind of put it back here. The cords aren't too pretty sitting there, stuff like that, but I'm not going to rewire the whole thing when hopefully we have to. Hopefully we'll be able to fix it in a couple days or something. But yeah, this here is actually exactly what I was talking about. I just reset it up, but this thing won't work, so I have to move that here. I can move it back a little bit, but it's still there. And if I move the roll to... not sure what that is. I think it's dirt or something. We should probably just realign it because we did set it up again, and then that'll use that one. But yeah, then that's off center a little bit. And if I move this here, that's fine. But then it'll like just naturally go back through regular use. So yeah, not too good there. But you know, like ink or something on there. But yeah, so that is there now, and I'll see what else I can get done. I've got about half hour or so, and yeah, I'll see what I can do. I always find the most random stuff. I was just looking and found this jaw here, and it's just the jaw from Smog for some reason. Goes for about 30 to 40 bucks. It's missing its packing dimension, so we can add that. That'll be good. But yeah, I've had him in the past, but I sold him complete. Actually, I think I sold him back when he was still around like 200 bucks or so. I'm just gonna check. He's probably way higher now. Yeah, 500 bucks. He's definitely gone up in value since I sold him. I think I sold him like, I want to say 3 to 4 years ago. It's really close to when I was first starting to sell. I can't remember where I got him. Actually, no, I do remember where I got him, but yeah, it's definitely gone up a fair amount. Yogurt time. So yeah, I think this might be one of the lowest shipping days in a while, 142.42. And yeah, so we got one order on Bricklink here, 2 orders on Brick Owl, and 2 things on eBay. So yeah, we are now fully finished with the legs, and we did one other container. The other stuff could have gotten a bit more done, but then the label printer was all that fun stuff. But yeah, so then next up, this container is just some of the stuff here that we'll work on in a little bit. But I'm thinking that we already did all of the mini doll heads, so let's actually see how much those heads did weigh by reverse counting. And put this here. We haven't really been looking for the parts to complete these things yet. We might still find them. I'm almost 100% certain we do have the second wing for that guy somewhere. So we should be able to find that. So from the 2.6 pounds of Friends parts we started with, we have 1.5 pounds left. So yeah, the heads were about half a pound that we did the other day. So our goal, today was a shipping day, so we had that stuff. I mean, we didn't ship out that much, but we always do like shopping and stuff like that at the same time. So that's why it's already 6:47 p.m. and we're finally starting to quality check stuff. But yeah, so we will start by trying to get this done. Then after we can get this done, I'm thinking I'll probably start on the heads, which, yeah, 2.7, I think, yeah. 2.7 pounds of heads. You get 1.5 kilos, 2.7 pounds of heads there, roughly. And then, so yeah, we've actually can grab our marker here. We've done the legs here, and we are working on the Friends here. So if we can get this done today, we can get that one done. And then that would mean in like 3 days, we got 7 pounds done. So yeah, our goal, I mean, we said anything before August 14th is good, but if we can get it done before the end of July, that'd be even better. So yeah, I'll get to work on this stuff. And then if we have some time left over, we will start on the heads. So yeah, then we will be getting to work on these torsos. And yeah, just like I've got a set of legs for regular torsos, we have this one for mini doll torsos. And I think that's part of the design on the back there, so not cracks. But yeah, a lot of these here, the places to really look for cracks on these ones is, if we can set that there, grab this thing here. Well, the standard, both sides of the torso there. Let's see if we can actually get a better angle for that. So yeah, the standard, both sides of the torso are things that often have cracks, but then also the top area where the arms connect, not on the top of the torso, but on the back of the torso, but actually where that light reflection line is, that's where you'll often also find cracks and stuff like that on these torsos. So yeah, we'll see how many we can get quality checked and prepared for the stuff to get listed, and see how many of them end up in the garbage container. And in theory, I could like salvage the arms from some of these here, and yeah, that's just printing there. But yeah, for the mini doll torsos, on Bricklink, they do not add inventories for mini doll parts like torsos. They, even though the arms do come off, it's just not something that they do, which honestly I agree with, because it would just be like a mess for this stuff here. It's just weird kind of stuff for that. But I think, if I'm not mistaken though, these here are actually the exact same arms that Olaf has. I think I'm gonna just double check that real quick. Here, Olaf from Frozen, because I remember doing a change request to add the thing to his arms here on the torso. So yeah, if you go to the torso part here and then here, then we can see, yeah, the 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 8, those there are actually, I don't know if it's the exact same or just part of the same like type of stuff, but then if we can grab one of these torsos here and get the arms normal on that, it's like similar. I wonder if we can actually, yeah, you can kind of see there it is the same type of arm and stuff like that. So yeah, that one doesn't have an inventory, even though the arms are separable like this. I like these ones, but yeah, interesting stuff there. So I'll get to work and we'll see what we can do. So I was going through the torsos here, and then I actually noticed there's actually some new numbers that aren't on the Bricklink catalog yet. See if we can kind of show it there. But some of them, there's what some torsos look like compared to like this here, with being the standard one. Where you can see like the arms there and stuff like that. So far I found these 4 torsos, and which one was the 4th one? I already forget. There it is. That have the newer inside of the torso. And so far I found 2 different numbers, and neither of them are on Bricklink yet. So I'll first set these aside, see if we can get that stuff added, and then quality check them all. So yeah, then all of these torsos here have either the number of 35861 or the number 72223 on them. So yeah, going to see if we can get some of those added so that they are findable by the number that is on the inside. So yeah, it seems like the difference between these 2 molds here, the 35861, I want to say, I'll just double check real quick here, 35861 and 72223. I couldn't really find any difference. I even had multiple ones that were the same one between the 2, but aside from like some slightly sharper print on the one, they seem to be the same. For the other stuff, probably can't quite show it, but try there. But the main difference between like these 2 numbers here compared to the old version, aside from just the base thing that's added, is if you look closely at the old ones, you can kind of see how it's just like one piece of plastic for the torso. There's still a small line there, but it is like one piece of plastic, compared to these ones, which it is 2 distinct pieces of plastic, dual molded by the looks of it at least. And yeah, so that seems to be a interesting difference there. And also the lack of the Lego printed on the back that a lot of the older Friends torsos had. So yeah, just interesting stuff there. But yeah, then these torsos here, I couldn't find any of them cracked. all for these ones here, almost like half of them or so are cracked, but then for these ones I couldn't find a single one. So I'm not sure if that means that they just don't crack, or it's that just the inside section might crack, but that is physically impossible to see because you need to add a set of legs to check for that. But then you can't see the inside once the legs are added, even if you only do it a little bit. So we'll see if we can kind of do that there. Kind of like that. Even if it's just a little bit, you can't really see anything there. So yeah, it just seems to be that it was a good quality improvement for some of that stuff there. And yeah, so these ones here are already checked for cracks, so I can just do a quick quality check on them, and then I'll get back to work on these ones. But yeah, then just like how there can be the cracks on the back of the torso, I don't know if this one has it, but along the line I was showing, it's also present on the top of the torso or front of the torso as well on some of them. So yeah, definitely a lot more susceptible to cracks compared to other torsos, like regular minifigure torsos, though those are also very susceptible to cracks, but I think these ones are a bit worse. But yeah, then whenever I find one of the torsos that has a crack, you can kind of see it there. I'm not sure if the lighting's good. Let's see if we can get that a little bit better. I think it was a bit easier to see before. Kind of right there. Might be able to see it a little bit. But yeah, that crack there that can appear on that side, or that side, or on the other side of that. Yeah, whenever it's like that, and I don't lace that torso because I don't have a quality thing for that, and once it's cracked there, you can't have everything, so it's not many of them that are cracked like that, but at that point it just ends up there because that's just what happens. But yeah, still working through the stuff. Just finished now with the Friends torsos, and there's actually a lot more that did have the crack at the top of the torso for where the arm connects area. Not all of these are that, but I'd say probably 30% of them are that. So although I'm not going to be listing them now because I don't have the setup or anything like that, and they still will end up in being sold as damaged minifigure parts and everything like that, I'm thinking that in the future, if I do have more Friends parts, that I might add a category for that potentially, but we'll have to see on that. But either way, that is now done, and now on to the legs. And I do know that for the legs, there's also at least some that have more unique part numbers that aren't attached to the parts. I think it was these ones. I'll just check the part number real quick. Actually, I'll just put it in the scanner real quick. But I know that there were at least some that I have seen over time that were missing numbers and stuff like that. So it's quite possible that there'll be more. So we'll have to see on that. This one here, what is the difference between the two? Let's see. It's back pockets, red boots, blue stripes, white stars. I don't see any blue stripes on here, just the white stripes. So dark blue stripes on sides. So yeah, then it'll be this one here. And I'm not sure if this is the one I was thinking of. But yeah, it might have been for that one there, if this has that on there. The number is 15880 by the looks of it. So yeah, then that there is one of the ones where it says an alternate number. I think this is because this might be one of the dual molded ones. But yeah, who knows? And yeah, I'll get to work on this stuff. So I just finished going through the legs to figure out what was all new and stuff. So all of these legs here, there's a few duplicates like those ones there I have to fix and stuff like that. But aside from the few duplicates, all of these here are ones that are missing the number on Bricklink. Most of them are just ones that it already exists as a number. For other sets of legs, like this one here is 35556, which if we look up here, already exists for other entries, such as this one here. It's already an alternate number for this set of legs, as we can see here. But then some of the other ones, such as this one here, which is 27224, doesn't exist at all on Bricklink. So yeah, some new ones, some repeats and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll work on that tomorrow because it's already 11:20 almost. But the other thing that I wanted to do was add a whole bunch of item relation requests for same items with similar patterns. They already exist for a lot of different items on Bricklink, but for example, I'd have to check a little bit closer to make sure I don't get anything wrong. But for example, something like this here would be something that would fall under same item with similar pattern category on Bricklink, because it's the same part, just black boots versus reddish brown boots and stuff like that. And then if these ones are the same one, I'd have to check. Actually, I think they are slightly different ones, but if they were, so we should be able to grab those two, I think. As we can see, it's actually, no, that one's a different design for the shoes there. So this one here, that might be a different design again, though. I think, yeah, I think that's a different design again. But either way, if these two were the same design, they're almost the same, except the shoe and the base is a little bit of a different color and stuff like that. So yeah, just going to see if I can figure out all that stuff, because I think it'll be a bit easier since I have all of the parts here that I can just create, just because I should statistically have all of the common ones and stuff like that. So I should be able to just more easily create like a map of what just really needs to be done for them. Yogurt time. But yeah, then this is the end of the vlog. I'll get back to work on all of the friends' legs today and then move on to the heads or something. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you got this far, today's Saturday. This vlog will be up Monday, and the next vlog the Monday after that.